Alright, what's up? Hi, what's going on? Welcome to this little interview series thing I thought I'd try out. It's kind of like a sort of FNAF show, Dorco ripoff. That's basically what it is. Today I'm here with the worst person I've ever met, Squimpus McGrimpus. Introduce yourself.
Hi.
Hello?
I am him.
Hey. Yeah? Yeah, you are.
I'm waving at you.
Yo,
see
dude, I
it?
can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
You can see my hand flopping around.
Yeah. You're waving.
And I broke my arm.
Yeah?
I'll
neat.
worry about that later, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, before we start, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Squimpus McGrimpus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're the FNAF VHS man.
I'm the
Isn't
FNAF
that
VHS
right?
man. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm nodding.
I can see that.
Nod.
'Cause we're definitely in a video call.
Yeah, we're totally in a video call. We're actually like right next to each other right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking over to my side, and I see your ugly
I
ass
just
little
couldn't afford a
bitch
good mic
face.
for Squimpus, so.
I'm looking over to my side, and all I see is this fucking stupid asshole who thinks she can talk to me.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck you.
Oh goodness, right.
Okay.
Do you want to plug anything? I was gonna say that till the end, but screw it.
I'm not sure. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to plug anything.
Right.
I didn't think about that part.
Well, you should have.
That's
pretty responsible. Yeah. Questions? That's what we're doing.
Yeah, questions. And
Question time.
A lot of them.
Yeah, I've written 18. Half of them are stolen from Twitter. I just thought I'd put that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. I steal.
Yeah.
That's all my content is, really.
You're a goddamn thief.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna edit out that. Goodness. Yeah, right. Question 1. Bit of a chill question to kick things off, you know. Let's keep it chill. So, you're a bit of a music guy, as I come to understand. So, what sort of music you into? Like, any good albums you recommend, that sort of thing?
So, first off, for music, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is the best band to have ever graced this mighty earth. And as for good albums, I'm In Your Mind Fuzz by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, or pretty much anything they've ever made. And then there's this other one called Everywhere at the End of Time by The Caretaker that inspired like a whole shitload of the OST for FNAF VHS. I never really took anything directly from them, but I used some of the same samples and all the effects that I apply are inspired by that too. Just to give off the same feeling, I guess. I don't know.
Cool beans, yeah?
Yeah, cool beans. From Petscop, I really like Petscop, and that little bit where it's in like the house and it zooms into the TV and it plays that weird jingle. That part in the animated cartoon where it like zooms into the door and the music plays. So Petscop is kind of part of it, I guess, in a way.
Part of the soundtrack inspiration. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly.
So these FNAF VHS episodes that you make, have you ever been like scared by them yourself?
Usually it's never after they're done, because at that point, like in the editing process, I've watched them so many fucking times. But like during the very beginning, where I actually get to edit out something that's been in my head for like a month or so, and it's finally there, and I like see how it affects me, it usually gets my fucking it usually makes me really fucking nervous sometimes when I nail it. Because when I make myself nervous, That's how I know. That's how I know I'm doing it right.
So, kind of leading off of FNAF VHS, what about the other stuff you've hinted at doing? Like, are you working on these other projects or focusing more on FNAF VHS Season 3 at the minute?
I am kind of multitasking on a lot, so don't get mad if FNAF VHS Season 3 takes a long time. Yes, I'm pointing at you, people watching this. I'm pointing at you. And I am still working on that custom night game. And it is in the programming stage, so it's not a fucking lost cause. And I've got that Deltarune AU that was more on the down low because I don't really need a consistent schedule with that. That just goes as it goes, I guess. That's always how it's been. And
yeah, that's 4 suits, isn't it?
Yeah, 4 suits.
4 suits.
Yeah, that's just a side thing. And
plug?
I did plug. And what is the and the original comic that I said I would do. I am kind of reevaluating their stuff about it. Like, I look back and sort of noticed that maybe some things could be improved, but then I went back again and saw even more things, so it's just kind of piled up into oh man, I probably got to rework a lot of this. So that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And what other? I don't think there's anything else.
Is that comic the Crows one that you've been doing on Twitter?
Oh no, this is a different one. This is this is like an actual full scale.
All right.
Like a whole original thing.
Yeah, sounds cool. Fair enough.
Yeah. Fucking exciting.
How would you feel about something like an official collaboration with Scott Cawthon? Because I've seen this suggested quite a bit because of the FNAF VHS videos.
Yeah.
What do you think would arise from something like that if you actually did some official FNAF stuff?
Because here's the thing, that would be really cool, but then I would also have to adhere to Scott's own lore, and I made Five Nights at Freddy's VHS an AU for a reason, because holy shit, I can't keep up with stuff like that. And I really even I hope pretty much every day that Scott Cawthon sees the video someday, and maybe you get a fat thumbs up from him or something. But working with him, I'm not sure, because we definitely disagree on some things. I'm gonna tell you that much. But it's just mixed feelings in general for that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I was thinking personally, even if it's not lore related, if you ever wanted to put out some wacky trailer for someone, that you just be able to direct something like that, because I think that'd be cool.
Oh, you mean direct something official FNAF stuff?
Well, yeah, just as a just.
I mean, if I had full creative power, then sure. Goddamn, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it would be a lot of pressure, but it would be cool.
Okay, so let's switch it up a bit. Say you weren't collaborating with just Scott Cawthon, but what if you had access to a whole animation studio, a whole production team?
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. What sort of thing would you make? Like a movie or a series or something?
Okay, if I had that kind of power, that original comic I said I was doing, I would turn that into an actual animated show, because I think it would actually work in that sort of format as a little mini series. I don't know if it's long enough to be a whole ass thing, but it'd be one of those
comic then?
Huh?
Could you tell us a bit about that comic then? Unless it's secret.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't really know how to describe it, but it's got to do with space, but not it's kind of like a regular show in terms of setting, because it's not a real time period at all, but it's it has stuff from our actual. So it's technically in the far future and stuff like that, but you would still see fucking like DVDs and like Windows 7. I don't have an actual explanation for that, but I just thought it would be cool, so I did it.
Yeah, no, I like that concept because I've gone on a bit of a tangent, but I like the way regular show sort of does that. It's kind of like
I really like the regular show.
70s and 90s and
it's all kinds of shit. It's like everything at once, but that kind of adds to it.
All right, so a bit more of a simple question.
Okay.
Well, hopefully. So what got you into FNAF, basically?
Okay. Let me think. Because, okay. I think it was when I think it was right before Final Fantasy Freddy's 3 came out. So it was like in January of 2015. And I'll like remember seeing like Markiplier and all of them play. Like, I probably don't have enough money to get that. And I saw it was like $5 on Steam. And I was like, whoa! And then I started actually playing it, like fucking watching like strategy videos because I couldn't figure out for myself. And I ended up playing them like regularly once I unlocked the custom nights, because then I could just screw around with that sort of thing. And then after Final Fantasy Freddy's 3 came out, I was just fully on the bandwagon, because then I actually had like stuff to talk about, because that was definitely a fucking like hot topic at the time.
Yeah, I feel like everyone was kind of like around FNAF 3 was kind of like going well for it.
It was crazy.
It was bananas.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was so huge. That's what she said.
I'm gonna murder you. So going into more like fan game territory, Five Nights at Candy's pretty much one of the most well-known fan game series.
Yeah.
What do you think about those games?
Oh my god, I love them to death.
Yeah. And
honestly, I'm not gonna point any fingers to any specific fan games, but I think Five Nights at Candy's is a lot smarter than a lot of other ones, because just in terms of like, Emil Mako, to my knowledge, puts like the actual design of the game part over the story, because it's supposed to be like an actual game instead of like a story in the form of a game. Because it doesn't really work like that. Like, you're going to be playing a lot of game, because it's not like a role-playing game or whatever. It's like an actual survival horror. You got to be like doing stuff. You got to orchestrate it, and that's what Five Nights at Candy's does well enough for me.
Well, the first one may be a bit of an exception.
The first one?
The first Five Nights at Candy's.
I thought it was alright.
Yeah, I mean, at its core, it is basically just like a clone of the first two games, I guess. It's got its own original stuff, though. Yeah, it's got its own original stuff. But I think what I do like about Five Nights at Candy's 1 is that, or I'll just use Remastered for an example, since that's like the most relevant version. It of course steals a lot of ideas, but it uses them correctly. It's not really all in the originality, but like how it all blends together just creates something of its own. Like all the little things, all the little changes, all come back around to being something new. Yeah. The one thing that I think I've said in every Candy's review is there's a lot of polish. There's a lot of polish. Yeah, that's the whole thing. He just knows how to like round off what Five Nights at Freddy's did and just kind of make it more. That's exactly why I like Five Nights at Candy so much, because a lot of fan games don't really, either they don't know how to polish it well enough, or they just don't want to fuck with it because it's like, because they just want to tell a story. They don't want a game. They want to tell about, I don't know, blue guy, orange guy, how they killed their own kids and all those kids. Yeah. I mean, calling Knights Fredbear's Lemon, that's a... Oof. That's a hard hit for gameplay, though. Yeah.
I still think you made that.
I did make it.
Wait. Oh shit.
Wait, did you not know? That was the whole thing.
Oh.
The entire fan game was made for that April Fool's video. Did you not
Holy
know that?
fuck. That is some dedication to an April Fool's joke. I was about to make an April Fool's joke, but I missed my mark.
No.
Because I was procrastinating on it so much.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna build off topic here, but like the fan game I made for that video, it was the final build was being made on the day that I made the video.
But that sounds incredibly stressful.
Yeah. We if we started it any later, I would not have gotten that video out, honestly.
Oh man.
Yeah. But I'm glad I did, and people seem to. Not everyone seems to get the joke. Not everyone seems to get the joke that like I made and stuff. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well, I get it now. I get the joke now that you explained it.
Well, there you go. Now everyone's gonna watch this interview. Everyone who hopefully watched the fake review, and yeah, they'll get it.
They'll get it now. Yes.
Yeah. That's just how it do be.
That's just how it be sometime.
Okay, so talking about fan games as a whole then, what's your favourite fan game? Like, if you have one, and why?
Okay, so it's either Finest of Candy's Remastered or One Night at Flumpty's 2. Because,
One Night at Flumpty's, yeah.
Yeah, One Night at Flumpty's 2. I don't like the first one that much.
That's fair.
Two, oh my god. I'm so happy how it focuses on the gameplay and only the gameplay. Like it's like an actual legitimate game developer made it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it turned out to be it's tense, but it's fun. That's what Finest of Phrase should feel like in general. It's tense, but it's fun.
Yeah.
One Night at Flumpty's 2 nails it. So
yeah,
hard.
like I was saying in the fan game review trademark. It's because it's a joke game and it doesn't have any like.
It doesn't
rules
need
to abide by.
rules. You
can just do whatever mechanics you like and it works.
Yeah, exactly.
It's brilliant.
Like how Jonachrome had a nightmare about the whole garage switch thing, and he didn't think about how can I fit this in. He just like, there it goes. It's like a Lego block, just being snapped onto one another.
Yeah, that's a really good analogy for fan games. Lego blocks.
Yeah.
Just put them together right.
Yeah.
And you got yourself some.
Hopefully put them together into something that's actually interesting.
Alright, so here's one I may already know the answer to from your twitter.com page. Yeah. If you had the opportunity, would you change any of the designs for any of the FNAF characters? If so, like, what changes would you make?
Scrap Trap.
Yeah.
First off, infuriates me. I don't really know what I would do, but I would make it not that.
Like that's fair. Like,
yeah.
Oh, what annoys me is that
I think like a withered Springtrap would be a little bit too generic, but like, or what if it was like a corpse, like inside of like an actual costume, like a Malhare type costume.
Yeah.
But with a corpse inside, so it looked all loose because all there was is like a really dirty skeleton. Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, what annoys me so much about Scrapchat's design, in my opinion, is that I can see where Scott was coming from, because I think it's meant to sort of look like a cartoony mascot, like the unwithered version would have looked, kind of like the potential cartoon Fredbear and Friends thing. Like if that was a cartoon design, that's what it would look like.
Yeah.
But it just is slightly off, and like the eyes are like hardly like textured and everything.
Yeah, I think I know what he was going for, but he didn't really do it in the right way, because if you wanted to do that, then you would make the cartoon design in itself sort of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
But then he just took a regular cartoon design and put a corpse in it, with ears and lips and a nose.
Yeah. Bone lips.
Your bone lips, bone ears, bone nose, you got everything.
Yeah, dude.
Or is there a bone nose? I think.
Yeah, there's a bone at the top of your nose.
If anybody decides to correct me on that, I'll kill you. I will rip you in half with my bare hands. Don't test me.
Okay, so back to FNAF VHS. Which episode is your favorite?
Sound response check.
Yeah, the cheaper one.
Very clean and simple. Very clean and simple. That's my favorite. And
that's fair.
I just had the most fun making that one because I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be so good. That was the only that was the only one where I was like extremely hyped for the actual end result to be done instead of just for the sake of being done. Like I don't mean that I don't try on them. I still do them. I try to make them good. But sound response check, I knew it was gonna be just awesome from the beginning.
Yeah, do you remember the first DM I ever sent you on Discord?
I don't remember.
It was.
Let me go back and look. Why not?
It was me telling yourself how I shit myself over the Chica thing. I turned on my light.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I remember that now. Yeah. Shit harder.
Yeah. So, how does FNAF VHS tie into the original FNAF canon? Are all of the events of the canon FNAF games present in the VHS lore? Tell us about that.
Okay. A lot of people seem to get this wrong because they always compare, Golden Freddy being mad to UCN. But it's not like that, because I've said, a million times, and nobody seems to get it. But it's restricted to only 1 through 4, with the only things that I use after that point are just names. So William Afton is still a character, but he's not the same William Afton. And Circus Baby isn't a thing. And the nightmares in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 aren't real, which I thought was a dumb idea from the beginning. And it's all centered around the original trilogy, I guess, and putting my own spin on that because that's way easier to do. Plus, it also just lets me think from my own perspective instead of Scott's perspective. So I can do my own things.
Other than Five Nights at Freddy's, what other sources of inspiration were there for something like FNAF VHS? My immediate thought was something like Local 58, which kind of has the same sort of VHS style found footage sort of thing. Was there anything like that?
Okay, so analog horror is definitely because of Local 58, but I don't think Local 58 is direct inspiration, because all I really use from it are just it being analog horror. And Local 58 isn't really special in it being analog horror, but in how it uses it. Where I took most of my inspiration was because of Pet Scott. And even with the very first video where his chest is censored out, that was directly because that was so good in Pet Scott. I'm gonna do it here. Because
that's I didn't notice. Yeah, that is a Pet Scott thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and the way the children talk, and they don't talk like actual humans at all.
Oh yeah, why am I now just realizing this? Yeah, and the what's it called? It's the one with just Bonnie and Chica.
Oh yeah, security footage.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
how they and how I tried to make Lucas sound older, and I don't know if people know Chica's kid's name. It's Angie. The fun factoid for all of you out there: Chica kid's name is Angie. And huh?
What? Keep going.
Chica kid's name is Angie. That was the thing, and I lost my train of thought. Oh shit. Okay, so Petscop. I used the censor box for that one. Just how I write it in general was one of them. Just how I write the monologues, the dialogues, and just my whole philosophy of no jump scares. Petscop really like reinforced that into my mind. I always kind of thought that, but after I watched Petscop, I knew it would work. Like, I knew that things like that work. Just like purely psychological.
Yeah, that's genuinely something I have to commend you on. Like,
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm actually
move my mic closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's not something you see too much of, or at least used to see too much of. It's just like, because FNAF does it, that's, you know, how all FNAF media has to do it, just jump scares.
Yeah, I always
I think you've genuinely done a really good job at being able to scare people without relying on jump scares.
Yeah, and it's all about just like, for once, not directly copying what Scott Cawthon did and like doing your own thing. And just making, like, it's still technically fan words that use technically, it's still Five Nights at Freddy's, but you can change it to be your own thing. So it's good in its own right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's I think part of the reason that there have been so many there's been so much fan content that revolves around just jump scares. I think that contributes to why FNAF VHS is as scary as it is, because people now have a certain expectation with these characters. Like, they're kind of creepy, but in most contexts, they're kind of like, I don't know, just kind of silly. But then you take these like characters, these like withered characters usually, it seems like. And,
yeah, unwithered.
Yeah, sorry, unwithered.
Yeah.
And yeah, you put them in these situations where it's like actually kind of it feels creepy.
Yeah.
And I think that gets a lot of people, and that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, ever since like the whole idea of Five Nights at Freddy's VHS is like, the whole thing that started it basically is like, I think they would work better here. And I am in absolutely no position to say that it did work better, but I think they do like fit way more than usual in that sort of like situation, like with Analog, and just like when they stare at you instead of getting all up in your face.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's all about the subtleties, man.
So, okay, talking about like FNAF VHS as a whole series, like, when was the moment you sort of realized that this is kind of blowing up? Because, you know, like I said, these videos, they're definitely kind of like one of those well-known pieces of fan content to come out of this whole FNAF resurgence.
I think it was the first time, like, it was about like 5 pieces of fan art in, where I was like, oh no. And then I like look back at my view count and I know what it means now. I'm like, oh no. Like, it's going big boy mode. And
yeah, when
was
that?
It was I think that point was around when each of the episodes were about at like 100,000, and I was at like what, 5K? Because I got, and all of it was in like how those were the only videos on my channel except for that one everybody keeps like pointing out is like, oh, haha, it's different. And then
the skeleton one.
Yeah, the skeleton one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just blew up that quickly. So I'm like, okay, well, I know this works. And what's even weirder is that because those things were originally on Reddit when I first uploaded those. They weren't YouTube originals.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they got like, I got like a bunch of awards for it. Well, not a bunch, but like relatively. Like when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's subreddit, it got like, I think the first one got over like 1,000 upvotes and like a gold or 2. And so, thanks for the gold, kind stranger. Edit. Wow, so many upvotes.
Oh, yeah? So yeah, I mean, have you sort of been surprised at the just going off of that, like, have you been surprised at the amount of growth that it's had? Like, did you ever think it would get this big?
Surprised? Am I surprised? What am I going to say no to that? Of course. I was not ready for any of this. Y'all could see me like fumbling around, like I'll get it out eventually, and then it like takes forever. Like animated cartoon. Oh my god, it took so much longer than I thought.
That was an ambitious one.
Oh yeah, because I had to draw all those fucking frames, even though they were lined and colored by Vij / I don't know how to pronounce the Reddit name, but Vij / Judy /
Angela Reeful.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And that one was actually a lot more collaborative because I had, I needed to get voice actors because hell if I can voice act. And like, she did the lines and the coloring. Dweebnut did the music. And like it was a lot. Usually I do those on my own. But that one was a lot just bigger. Like, at least for the first half, because the second half was obviously like the part that I could make myself, because all it was like a monologue. It was a lot of it. It wasn't all me. Like, of course I like wrote the script and everything, but that people really like helped me out. And that's why it even was able to be that good in the first place. Because people like lended a hand, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely came out looking good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
I'm pretty proud of it.
So yeah, I mentioned the whole FNAF Resurgence thing in that question. So like, what are your thoughts on that? Because I feel like it's kind of at a point now where there's like a lot less toxicity towards the series, and it's kind of getting like memed more. Like, what do you think about all that?
I think that a lot of the people aren't actually into it. It's just people like, remember when we were into Five Nights at Freddy's? Because it's 5 years old at this point. That's gonna be like a whole, hey, remember this thing? Like how people are going back and remember, like, hey, remember Rage comics and all that sort of stuff? I don't think that a majority of the people are actually into Five Nights at Freddy's now. And I especially don't think that I'm the one who caused this. But like, I don't believe that. I think it was all just good timing. That's pretty much the only thing that made me as noticed as I am, because of the algorithm. And that's the only time where I've liked the algorithm.
That's fair.
Yeah. But this Resurgence thing, it sucks a little sometimes, because like stuff like, haha, the man behind the slaughter. It's so funny.
Gets annoying.
Yeah, this isn't getting old. But that's just how the internet is, I guess. And people are just being more tolerable. Or tolerant of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is good. Because then I can actually get by making this bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I think a good contender for like why sort of this has been happening is Help Wanted, because
Help Wanted, yes, Help Wanted is fucking great. Oh man.
Yeah, because I've seen YouTubers who've previously expressed that they just are not into the series at all. I've seen several people like pick it up and try it out, and they have a good time with it, because Five Nights at Freddy's games are inherently like really good. Like for that VR setting, because you're in one place, you just have
you're
to
in one place,
do a bunch of things.
Like, the whole point of Five Nights at Freddy's is like you're sitting there and you're just doing with what you got.
Yeah, that's why I've always said that even before the announcement of Help Wanted, that it works so well as a virtual reality game.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Yeah, because Five Nights at Freddy's is actually like making a name for itself again with all these like way bigger games.
Yeah, and if the next game that keeps being teased is as good, then honestly, like, FNAF could be one of the like more respected series.
Yeah, it could actually just It could be like it could be something again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean that in a mean way. Like, of course,
No.
like, I still
Scott's
like
offended,
it.
man.
Yeah, but maybe it's gonna find, like, a new golden age. The golden Freddy age.
Wait. Okay, so talking about, like, FNAF games as a whole, are there any aspects about any of them that you'd, like, rework? Like, whether that's in terms of gameplay or story or characters or whatever? Yeah, you got something?
Okay.
Oh.
Well, let me just go ahead and, like, get my list if I can fit it on my room. Make sure it doesn't flood the whole thing.
Man's got a list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. It's rolling out everywhere. Oh man, it's everywhere.
Oh no.
But for real, Music Box and Final Fantasy 2, I always thought that was kind of cheap.
Mm-hmm.
That is literally a pay attention meter that you click and hold to make it go back up.
It's not great, is it?
Yeah, it's not. It could have worked without. It really could have worked without. Like, any Five Nights at Freddy's game that lets you, like, use the cameras on more than one thing is, like, I still really like Five Nights at Freddy's 1, but God, I'm always looking at Pirate Cove or the dining room, because that's the place Freddy goes when he moves for the first time. And with Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I cannot remember the first time I have looked outside of a camera that is not the prize corner, winding that thing up. Five Nights at Freddy's 3, I really do not like the way that game plays, but I will give it one thing: it lets you use the cameras for real. Because you gotta, the whole point is that you have to know where Springtrap is. And he can be literally anywhere in the building. And just, actually having a use for using the cameras and knowing where he is, I think that's really good. Even though it's basically pretty much ruined by all the fucking, like, random errors. Well, they're not entirely random, but oh my god, they waste so much time. There's got to be a different way to do that.
Yeah,
but
you've written out, like, a few ways you would.
Oh yeah.
You personally, yeah, on Twitter.
On my Twitter, but I don't know where those are anymore. Maybe you could put links in the description after I find it or something. I don't know.
But okay, aside from FNAF, what other games or, like, game series are you into?
Okay, recently I got into Doom. I love Doom.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm looking at my wallpaper right now, and it's literally the Doom logo. It's, oh my god, what a fucking game. It's like the one shooter that I like.
Is it Doom 2016 you're talking about?
Yeah, it is Doom 2016,
yeah.
But I do have, like, Doom 1 and 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I played those before the Doom 2016, where they were $5 on Steam, so I just snagged them.
Mm-hmm.
And those are still fun. Like, even though they're, like, games that run on DOS, they're still, like, stupid fun.
They hold up surprisingly well.
They hold up so well because they don't like, you don't gotta cover, you don't gotta reload. You just go in there, man. You fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as for other game series, Deltarune and Undertale, pretty obvious, seeing as how I had a Deltarune AU. Minecraft is I didn't like that resurgence it had with all, like, the PewDiePie people.
Yeah.
Like,
that's fair.
Minecraft it's good, but it's not that good. And I like playing modded Minecraft, but not so much modded that it changes, like, way too much. Because I like vanilla Minecraft, but I know it too well. And so it just becomes a little bit samey, so I get mods like Quark. And whoever made Quark, you're welcome for the shout out, I guess. And let me look through my Steam library because I can't remember shit. Okay. Binding of Isaac. I hate that. I hate Binding of Isaac. But then after I stop playing it for a while, I start loving it again because I forget how hard it is. But then when I go back and play it, like, oh, I just want to play a nice little roguelike for a little bit. I come out of it like, this game sucks. It sucks.
Oh, I gotta play that still.
Yeah, it's a cycle of like, it's good and it sucks. It's good, it sucks. It's good.
I had something similar with Enter the Gungeon.
I want to play that game so bad.
That's similar to Binding of Isaac, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. It's like a roguelike, but I already see how it's like much more bullet hell based than Isaac was, because Isaac, it's cramped sometimes, and it's just strafing, and that's it. And just hoping that you get good items that'll actually help. But Enter the Gungeon looks more bullet hellish. And after, playing Undertale and beating Jevil on the Switch with the Joy-Cons, I think I've gotten more used to like bullet hell kind of stuff. Also, I hate Jevil. I love him, but I hate him.
I haven't beat him. I haven't beat him.
Well, I have, and it was such a grueling experience. Oh my god. Satan designed that fight. And
yeah, dude.
Yeah, another game that I really, really, really like, but I don't like it the sequel as much, is Portal. I love the first Portal game to death. And speaking of Valve, Team Fortress 2 I play on the occasion, only with friends. And there's not much else other than like stuff that I just emulate. Legally, by the way.
I mean, I wouldn't accuse you of anything. I wouldn't do that to you, Squimpus McGrimpus. You know me.
God, you keep saying that. You keep saying you know me.
Yeah? Who doesn't?
I don't want to answer that question. On with the other shit.
On with the questions. Oh, yes.
On with the game.
Sweep that one away.
Sweep that away.
Yeah, so is there anything you want to see more of from the FNAF content creators community? Because like there's stuff like FNAF VHS, which we've seen like FNAF Analog Horror before, but not quite the way you do it. Like,
yeah, with what was his name? What was his name? It was
Junior
like
Summon.
Junior something.
Junior 07.
Junior, a bunch of fucking numbers. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, but like, are there any areas, I guess, in the content creator community that like you want to see filled? I guess.
Okay, I already said this before, kind of, but I want fan games that focus on gameplay.
Yeah.
From an actual like, and not from like a hey, it would be cool if we had this mechanic, but like think about how they all blend in together. That's the important part. That's the really important part of game design, how it all meshes together into one game. Because a game isn't really a collection of mechanics. It's like how those mechanics go together. And hopefully people listen to me on that.
Yeah,
and
they better.
Yeah, they better. I'm gonna kick their ass. I'm gonna go to their house on a big motorcycle and I'm gonna drive through their window. Yeah. And what else? I know people are doing Final Fantasy VHS inspired things, but some of them are too similar, and I want them to do their own things instead. Because
that is fair.
I mean, I know that imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, but you gotta do other things. This is not aimed at anybody in particular, by the way. I just want to go ahead and point that out. So, if you feel personally attacked by this, then I'm sorry. But yeah, just what I did was just took my phrase and just made my own sort of thing out of it. Do that. Do your own thing with Finance and Phrase. Don't think that you have to stay with what you got. Do your own things, because usually when it's your own thing, then it ends up being better anyway. Just like based on that it's your own thing.
Yeah, that's a really good way of looking at it, because I feel like a lot of people, because so many other people and so many FNAF clones stick so closely to the original formula, and like the original ideas and the original story, that people are too afraid to
and like
go out
even
of their
with like
comfort zone.
free roam games, it's always like the same one.
Mm-hmm.
It's always like, hey, what if we made a really tiny map where you have to avoid like a whole bunch of enemies? Like that's never worked in my opinion. Because the map's too small for things like that. I think that the FNAF 2020 thing, since it's like in a whole ass mall, then it's going to be free roam, because that is a good setting for free roam, not a dinky little pizzeria. Because then you actually have room to move around and that sort of thing. Because it's a mall, it's huge. But anyway, I'm already going off. Well, I guess I'm supposed to do that because it's an interview.
yeah, it's what we want. I don't mind. Yeah.
Makes the video long enough.
Yeah, that ad revenue, man, that's what we've gone for here. Hit that 10-minute mark.
It's going to be way longer than 10 minutes.
We might be slightly past 10 minutes at this point.
Yeah, it's been recording for like over an hour at this point, I think.
Has it? Let me check my recording. Yes, it has. Okay.
Oh god, I'm so sorry. I can see the little break in the audio where I waited for you to take a piss.
I have no idea what you're talking about. That's disgusting. I would not go for a piss.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have done it then. Okay. Well, anyway, with the next question, the last one. Last one.
Yeah, the last question.
The last one. Did I get to get the fuck away from you?
Okay. Okay, so, the last question. You ready for this?
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay. I mean, I just wanted a simple yes or no. All I asked for was a simple yes or no, man. I'll be honest with you. Okay, so, for real.
You know I like scaring people.
Do you? Dude, what's FNAF VHS?
Wait a minute, are you the guy who made that VHS thing?
Yeah?
Aren't you the horse from Horsing Around?
Yo, what? Aren't you the VHS from FNAF VHS?
Get on with the question. Let's get this done.
Right, so once this whole FNAF VHS thing is all over and done with, have you got any like future plans or ambitions you want to act on, even if they're not like YouTube specific?
I think I already expanded on that with the whole "Are you doing anything else?" But like I'm gonna. But here's just like a rundown. Well, it did say ambitious, so I can say things that I'm not working on, but I do want to work on. So, the custom night game, the original comic, I got the Crow comic going on, which is hilarious, and everybody laughs at it. And of course, season 3 is still being made, and 4 suits, just all kinds of shit. But like, I don't know how long the custom night's gonna take. We'll just have to see. And 4 suits is actually getting really close to ending. Since it's all like, well, it's all on my SoundCloud thing. But actually, speaking of ambitions, I want to take Four Suits and like make it into a comic sometime. So I have like all this like this whole world in it. So it's more than just like tracks. And I want to express that through a comic. And a fan game that's like the Five Nights formula sort of, but it like does its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like more, it's got more mechanical integrity, I guess. But it's still like, it's something that instead of a custom night where it's basically like, well, you fucking do it then. It would be like my own design. Yeah. Get all fancy with it and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's another? Oh yeah, I've wanted to say this. I want to do my own sort of web series. That thing I said in that Subscriber Fest special has kind of dwindled away, but I had this idea for like, it's kind of like, ow, with you know how Alfred Hitchcock had his own show where it was a bunch of like horror shorts, kind of like the Twilight Zone, sort of.
I do now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I only know that because my dad had an Alfred Hitchcock phase. And I've been thinking, what if I made my own like analog horror series where each episode was its own thing? And I could actually get away with making them like longer because they would be like episodic instead of like their own series each time. Because I have tons of freaking ideas. Some are big, some are small, but then with that sort of like whatever series format, I could just have an idea, do it. Instead of plan how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that. And then sometimes I think, but wouldn't it be cooler if it was a full series? But then I'll like think, that's kind of dumb because it doesn't have to be a series for it to be good. Like there are things such as one-off videos that blow up, like how Jonachrome made canned food, and like how that was really good. But of course, it wasn't a series; it was a one-off thing. And I think I could do things like that, but with like an analog horror theme.
Yeah, now you mention it, I don't think I've seen anything like that. Like
so, might as well be first.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting format to take. Like, kind of, I guess what I can closest relate that to is sort of like short stories, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the short.
Yeah, like
stories.
Twilight Zone sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, is that what that is? I have no idea what the Twilight Zone is.
Are you joking?
Yeah, it's sort of. I know of it. Like, no, because what I was.
It's basically just like. Is basically a whatever show, like I mentioned. It's just something new every time.
Because what I was thinking of,
doesn't tie into
because you say like one-off videos. Immediately thought of was Black Mirror and the way that show is formatted.
Yeah, Black Mirror is a lot like the Twilight Zone. Actually, it's formatted in like the exact same way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Black Mirror could be a good example for that. And and another thing I want to top it off with, I want to make an album. I don't know what kind of music I want it to be, but I want to make one. I don't know. I have no actual plans for an album, but I just know that I want to make one. And that's it.
Yeah. You go for it. That would be cracker.
That would be bitchin', as I keep saying, into everything.
Oh. Not mind it with the language, bro.
What the fuck do you expect me to do about it? Stop saying fuck?
Maybe.
You can bleep it out. You know that.
I'm not gonna. Okay, I'll put a disclaimer at the beginning of this video. I'm not gonna bleep out every time you said the F word.
Oh my god.
I am not going through that. I'm not going through an hour and 20 minutes of footage.
You know what? Fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
I'll happily say the word shit on my channel, but what are you talking about? I say it
Dude,
in like all of my videos.
that is way too far. Way too far.
I say it in like all of my videos, man. What do you expect? Also, do you know how they've just changed the monetization system? So you have to rate your own video, and if it uses and if you use curse words like that, like heavy curse words.
Oh,
like
you mean the COPPA thing? I thought you meant like rate as in give it 5 stars.
No, I mean like they've just introduced a new system where you have to like check a load of boxes. Like every time you upload a video, if you want to monetize it, you have to say like it's got this level of swearing, it's got this level of violence, etc.
Oh,
etc.
well, that's actually easier for me because I keep thinking, oh god, which one do I say?
Yeah, but no, that means I'm not going to be able to monetize this unless I bleep out every time you said the F word every time.
Well, if you're a Chad like me, you don't monetize anything.
This is like kind of my job a bit.
Yeah, and I'm trying my damn hardest to not make that a thing of my own.
This is how you're destroying me by just swearing in the interview. Yeah.
Yeah. I did not realize that before.
You know, when I interviewed Dorka, I'm not gonna have this problem. That's why I'm so much more excited to interview him than I was for this. What even was this? Oh, what an awful interview, man.
Yeah, this shit sucks, and it's all your fault.
How's it my fault? You're begging to be on this. You're begging to be on this. You're in my DMs.
No, I was like, you're the one who asked me in the first place.
Yeah.
You little bitch.
Maybe.
Fucker.
Yeah, just keep saying that. Just.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you better shut up. Okay. Right. That's kind of all the questions then.
Oh yeah. Ah shit.
Any closing thoughts? Squimpus McGrimpus?
Wash your damn hands.
That's a good closing thought.
Stay the fuck inside. This is not the government telling you to do this anymore. This is me telling you to do it. Stay inside. This is serious.
This is Mr. FNAF VHS himself.
Yeah.
Telling you to do this.
Please, I'm not even gonna use like, oh, but I'm the famous guy, so that means I get to say it. No, just listen. Stay inside. It's way more dangerous than you think it is, and if you're one of those people who's like, it isn't real, how about you just humor me and stay inside anyway? Just for funsies, how about it? Christ.
Yeah, fun challenge. Stay inside.
Yeah, fun challenge. Stay the fuck inside.
How do we end an interview? Subscribe to me, Jody GoMotion.
Subscribe to me more. Hit the button harder on my channel.
I need the more subscribers more.
Well.
Even though I am far more famous than you are.
I just said no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so guess what? Fuck you.
Okay, so yeah, that was the interview with
that was the interview
with
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still in her house.
That's right.
Uninvited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of sitting at gunpoint
even though I want to rephrase, I want to say this again. Stay inside. Don't be like me.
What? What have you been doing?
Being a bitch, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching. Go check out this asshole's videos.
Yeah.
Don't know why you would. Check out all my fan game reviews.
Yeah. Check out a fan game reviews. Yeah. Check them out. See how bad they are.
See how... Shut up. Me. Yeah, I don't know. How do we end this? I think I've already said that. I think I've said that about 3 times now.
Yeah. How about we put in a GIF of how about a GIF of a really funny guy?
Yeah.
We'll just end it at that. Anyway, here's a GIF of a really funny guy. You can go now.
Yeah. See you later. And then we'll end it there because I literally have no idea how else to end it.
I gotta find the GIF now.